Today on Forbes, how Jeffrey Epstein got so rich. At the time of his death in 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was a fabulously wealthy man. Between his collection of lavish homes, 2 private Caribbean islands, and nearly $380 million in cash and investments, he was worth $578 million, according to his estate. Exactly how he accrued those riches is at the heart of the ongoing scandal. The less interesting possibility is that Epstein's sex crimes were separate from his day job as a financial advisor to billionaires, to whom he offered investment, estate, and tax planning services. In a 2013 corporate filing, Epstein described himself as, quote, an experienced and successful financier and businessman, a, quote, entrepreneur who has built several highly profitable companies, and, quote, one of the pioneers of derivative and option-based investing. The more scandalous scenario, as alleged by many of President Trump's supporters and conspiracy theorists, is that Epstein secretly taped his wealthy friends engaging in sex crimes with trafficked minors in his homes and on his islands, and then blackmailed them, with his financial business serving as cover. The full origins of Epstein's wealth remain shrouded in mystery, but what is clear, according to Forbes' review of court filings, an investigative memo, and financial records, is that Epstein relied above all on 2 billionaire clients and a tax gimmick to build his fortune. Victoria's Secret's longtime chief Les Wexner and private equity honcho Leon Black were Epstein's 2 largest financial clients. Of the more than $800 million in revenue Epstein's 2 key businesses brought in from 1999 to 2018, Epstein collected at least $490 million in fees, with the rest coming from gains on investments. Wexner and Black supplied upwards of 75% of Epstein's fee income throughout that period, according to Forbes' estimates. Those entities, both based in the U.S. Virgin Islands, were Epstein's only, quote, revenue-generating companies from 1999 until his death. This, according to an expert report provided by an accountant in a 2022 case filed by the U.S. Virgin Islands government against J.P. Chase. While President Trump and Epstein were friends for many years, there was no evidence that they ever did any business together. They reportedly fell out after competing to buy the same Palm Beach estate in 2004. In that competition, Trump won. Wexner, who is 87 years old and the founder of Apparel Giant Limited, was Epstein's primary client from 1991 until 2007 before the 2 men fell out. Wexner paid Epstein an estimated $200 million over the years. Black, who is 73 years old and the founder of private equity firm Apollo Global Management, paid Epstein $170 million between 2012 and 2017. This according to an independent investigation from law firm Deckert LLP into Black's relationship with Epstein and further research from the Senate Finance Committee. Epstein was able to accumulate his wealth nearly tax-free thanks to generous tax breaks in the U.S. Virgin Islands, where he became a resident in 1996 and set up a financial consulting firm named Financial Trust Company 2 years later. The same year, he spent nearly $8 million to buy Little St. James Island, which has since become known as Pedophile Island for its role in his sex trafficking ring. Court filings show that between that firm and Southern Trust Company, which he set up in 2011 and which took over as his main business the following year, Epstein obtained benefits under the territory's economic development program that saved him $300 million in taxes between 1999 and 2018. Throughout that time, Epstein earned at least $360 million in dividends from his companies. Wexner and Black have both apologized for their associations with Epstein and said they were not aware of his sex crimes. Wexner stepped down as CEO of L Brands in 2020 and said in a letter published that year that he, quote, would not have continued to work with any individual capable of such egregious, sickening behavior had he known. Black said in an earnings call in 2020 that he, quote, deeply regretted his association with Epstein. The Deckert report found, quote, no evidence that Black was involved in any way with Epstein's criminal activities. In 2021, Black stepped down as Apollo CEO and from his position as chairman of the Museum of Modern Art. The 2 men were not Epstein's only clients. The full extent of Epstein's wealth and client list is still unknown, though further details may be public soon enough. On July 17th, Senator Ron Wyden revealed that investigators from the Senate Finance Committee had reviewed some of the Treasury Department's files on Epstein last year. They found that there were more than 4,700 transactions with Epstein's accounts at 4 banks, J.P. Chase, Deutsche Bank, Bank of New York Mellon, and Bank of America, totaling more than $1.9 billion. For full coverage, check out Giacomo Tagnini and John Hyatt's piece on Forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.